At last the alliance of men and elves has come together to defend the city of Anunalond against the armies of orcs and evil men led by the Dark Lord Sauron. What's up guys and welcome back. We're here with another Dawnless Day siege battle for you today, and this is a glorious 3v3 as we have on the new sort of Anunalond map. I mean, it's been a couple of episodes, but I guess if you've been an OG of the Dawnless Days slash Rise of Mortal mod, then you know that this is not how Anunalond used to look. It didn't used to be a coastal port. But yeah, we are here on this city once again, and we actually already have a sally out here taking place. We have Gondor and also Imladris, who are the elves being represented here today. On a sally out, we have two Noldorian Ranger units here already sallying out. I am very excited to see what they can get done. But yeah, it's going to be a good one, that's for sure. We've got Knights of the Silver Swan here as well, looking like they're going to go in. It looks like we're going to see a rear charge here on the Blackhaven Sentries. This is really bold here by the Noldorian Rangers. There's a good charge and then a sandwich from the Knights of the Silver Swan. And what a way to start today's battle. A good win there for the defenders, as they actually got a very nice charge, killing about 40 of those pole arms there. Also doing some decent damage to these Blackhaven Guard here. So, yeah, I mean, they did take a few losses to the cavalry. About 15 in that Knights of the Silver Swan and about 3 in the Noldorian Rangers. But still a good little win there. Certainly would be trying to get myself over to deal with Khan here, who's been spamming out the Berserkers, the Silver Shell Berserkers. It's certainly been a tactic of Khan recently to just spam out Khan's Berserkers since they got their little update which gave them unlimited morale, or just basically, yeah, like 100+ morale. You can see our Trebuchet coming in here, destroying this entire Onager crew almost. There's literally one Onager left for Khan. This is a big one here for the defenders. If they can take out this Khandish Onager battery, that would be a very good win. And it looks like the sally out is kind of being pinned in now amongst this little gate here. They need to really get back inside the city. You can see the Bane of Seps command unit coming up here. It's not the general, it's a command unit. Is coming up, and we've got Blackhaven Sentries here also trying to pin them in. If they get too close though, then the defenders really should be bringing up archers and start focusing these guys down, because this is a really easy nice target for them to take out. I mean, the archer towers are also doing a little bit of work, and that is for sure. The other elvish cav unit is taking casualties back here. It's got 46 men left, or 46 elves left, and they're being shot at by Blackhaven marksmen. I think they're trying to go for some charges here, maybe on archers, I'm not sure. But yeah, the sally out is over as quickly as it started. Well, actually, I say that. You know what? I'm wrong. They got Ringway Vale men-at-arms coming out. They're going to send out infantry now to come and join in with the sally out. Maybe to try and get these pole arms in combat, maybe? I'm not really sure. It's a really bold strategy because, I mean, their resources are much limited compared to the defenders. Sorry, to the attackers. So yeah, they got to sparingly use their units here of the attackers. They're now fighting on the walls over here. Khan's Berserkers taking on the Imladris Noldorian swords. The skill is certainly with the elves, but morale is with Khan technically, because these Berserkers will fight to the very last man. But yes, we have a classic good versus evil here, as we have men and elves taking on evil men and orcs. And yes, there's always what people want to see, a classic good versus evil. And yeah, let me know who you're rooting for. Are you rooting for Team Good or Team Bad? I'm interested to know. If you're wondering how we got Umbar and Khan as well in the mod, then it is with the Last Breath submod, as always, which are, as always, I will leave a link for both Dawnless Days mod and Last Breath mod in the description if you haven't got either yet, which I definitely recommend you do, because they are amazing. As we have Guards of Imladris here, the elite sword unit for Imladris being surrounded here by Orc Pillagers. They're being hit in the rear as these Orc Pillagers come off the wall. And they've also got Urkthrong coming through the gate. They should be able to deal with them. These guys are Silver Chevron. Guards of Imladris can kill like 200-300 men easily. Or enemies, I should say. And we've got Noldorian swords also coming in here to help take out these Orc Pillagers, and now there's Khandish Berserkers also joining the fight down here. Khandish Berserkers, though they are amazing with morale and their melee attacks pretty solid, their armor is not great. As you can see, they are literally wearing no shirts. I mean, like no, let alone a male of like a shirt male. A shirt male? A male shirt They're not wearing a mail shirt. They're not even wearing like just any shirt. They're going in with their nips out, that is for sure. But yes, as you can see there, they're all starting to lose, and that's because of that Elven Archer fire there coming in to support. The sally out has very much continued, and you can see here, Ringlow Vale Men-at-Arms being consistently charged here by a Wainrider General. Evading the steps, command unit's nearly dead. The Ringlow Vale Men-at-Arms kind of been sacrificed for nothing really. There's also, looks like Maceman of Tolfalas down here as well, one of the axe units that Umbar can bring. But yeah, these Ringlow Vale Men-at-Arms, which are pretty solid, you know, they can do some work. They're just kind of been thrown out, sacrificed as a sacrificial lamb really to Umbar here to get some kills. So they're just going to keep cycle. I mean, the elves are trying to help. This cavalry again is trying to go in. I mean, this is an expensive cav that the defenders have sallied out, and I don't feel like they've really achieved a lot. These Noldorian Rangers cost an arm and a leg, and those Knights of the Silver Swan also are not cheap, that is for sure. But you can see numbers way in favor of the attackers here. 7,800 against 4,800, so about 3,000 man orc and elf difference, whatever you want to name it. The orcs certainly will be pumping up those numbers, as Umbar and Khan kind of just, they must have sort of the same sort of sized armies to what Gondor would probably muster. Another charge coming in. There wasn't a great charge there by the Wainrider Nobles. They are active, so they're not exactly tired yet. I mean, they are trying to use this chance with the Noldorian archers to shoot down as many of these units as possible. Don't know if they really have achieved that. Their pole arms are pretty banged up, though, Umbar's. 120 and 60, maybe not. There's Noldorian Rangers, credit to them, will fight to the very last elf, almost. They're wavering at 2 elves left. It shows how good they are. They are very, very elite. Finally, a Noldorian the Noldorian sword has also been routed on the wall. It took 3 Carnage Berserkers to rout it. And it looks like we also already have Olog-hai entering the battlefield. So yeah, there you go. Whacking away, trying to knock these guards of Imladris aside. Trying to make a breach point. But yes, if you enjoyed the Dawnless days and the Lord of the Rings action, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. It really does help out the channel as we work towards 9k subs. It does seem like the gate is becoming a little bit of a tenuous position, really, for the elves to hold. These Carnage Berserkers here and the Trolls together, kind of pushing a way through. But the Guards of Imladris apparently winning decisively. We're also going to see some Blackroot Vale Archers, some fairly cheap, pretty average Archers for Gondor. They're coming over and getting some point-blank shots onto the Olog-hai here. They cannot miss those big, I don't know, troll butts, I guess is what you're going to say. I was going to try and describe the troll butts, but I don't know. Were they slimy? I don't know. A troll butt might be slimy, might not be. We've got Warriors of Loznok down here as well, waiting. The trolls are losing, by the way, which is a good sign. They're starting to die. Once one dies, they usually die pretty quickly. And that is early commitment, really, from Mordor, throwing in an Olog-hai. Yeah, down to 6 out of 10 already. Wow. They are focusing down these Blackroot Vale Archers, though, are the Orc Bow Rabble here, which nowadays are actually a really good unit to bring, really cheap. And yeah, though they haven't got great accuracy, they're just sheer mass. You can usually kill a lot, because Archers these days have 0 missile blocks, so Archer to Archer combat actually is, or like Archer to Archer, like firing each other. It's pretty deadly, actually. They have got another Olog-hai in reserve, have Mordor, so I guess it's not all is lost there. And I think they have gone for a very elite army, because they brought those Olog-hai, got Guards of the Teeth back here. They've got a couple of units of Orc Throng. Actually, they've got a fair few units still left. But yeah, they haven't got gone for massive infantry, that's for sure. We have a general already down here as well. Look at this, Elrond's already down here, fighting in the trenches, and he's in a really bad spot. He's fighting these berserkers, but he's showing his back to all of these Veriac bowmen here, and also Umbar's archers as well. And he's getting focused on, no wonder he's losing. So this could be an early loss here, as Elrond could get focused down here. He's going to try and get out of there. And there you go, enemy general is dead. Elrond is already dead. Look at that, so early into this siege, and the Elven general has been lost. Why Gondor is sending down his sword infantry? He should just get this out of it. It's not a good angle, not a good place to be fighting. Get back, Gondor. Luckily, out of all the generals to lose, this is probably the best to lose, even if it is Elrond and he's wise and, you know, he's one of the wisest men left in Middle-earth. Clearly not wise enough to just stay back, lets his comrades do the fighting for now. Because the elves have really good morale, so Elrond dying, not the end of the world. The Javies here, we've got the Pelargir Marines already trying to do damage to those Orcai. There's only 4 of 10 of them left. They should be fine, they should kill them. These Pelargir Marines, again, also a bit like archers, very low missile block chance, and they're dying quickly. The defenders right now are making some really costly mistakes, I feel like. Really leaving their very vulnerable units to archers. They're just allowing them to get shot down. Like, they're allowing the archers for the attackers to really run the show right now. They're getting a lot of kills. A lot of the force of the attackers coming on this side here. The far side has barely seen any movement. So whether Gondor wants to maybe rethink his defense over here, maybe shift troops across to help the elves. I don't know. Because, I mean, Umbar has not even landed a single unit. He's about to land these Umbar usurpers by the looks of it against the Ringlow Vale men-at-arms that are manning this wall. But that is it. Umbar is quite happy just to set up his archers and help Khand and Mordor take this side of the settlement. You can also attack from over on this side, though it's a bit of a suicide job because you are attacking just one single wall. You can also attack the back wall, but you can't destroy it, so you can only land on it. And hopefully, eventually, you will be able to come by sea as well, which it would be very, very cool to see. So, this settlement is quite a fun one. It's certainly got a lot to offer. I wish they would make the bridges a little higher so you could sail under them. And then you could land even deep inside the settlement. That would be really cool. Something that you can kind of do more in Thrones of Britannia. And then vanilla. I think it was in vanilla Attila maps maybe as well. But yeah, these guards of Majesty, even though Elrond is dead, carry on the fight. Many of them may be falling, ending their immortal lives for this so-called last alliance. But they see it as worth it. And I think the trolls are routed. The trolls are routed, but he's just going to stand here. He's like, "Hey guys, where do I go?" He's just going to stand here. There he goes. Out he goes. Run. Fully go back to your family. Or back to your bridge. I like how the idea of trolls living under bridges is a thing. Tolkien's like, nah, trolls don't live under bridges. They just join orc armies and start smashing men's heads in. That's all they do. No such thing as trolls under bridges in my world. Warriors of Lozenark, they're hacking away at these Macemen of Tolflas. Macemen of Tolflas, I think, one of the most poor units you could say in the Umbar roster. I don't know if they have really good armor piercing. I'll have to ask the devs. But their melee attack is not that great. Unless it's been changed. When I did the Umbar unit overview, looking at them, they were quite disappointing in their stats. And for a unit that, kind of cool, Macemen, a very, very cool unit. Often have high armor piercing in other mods. They don't really have it here. They also are stealing the hats of the Pelargir Marines. If you've got a keen eye, you can see that they have the same feathers as the Pelargir Marine guys. I'll see if I can find some Pelargir Marines. If they're not, they might all be dead already. Oh no, there's one. I'll show you quickly. So you see what I mean? They have the same hats, just in black. Clearly someone did a paint job and changed the look. Umbar, by the way, since we've been talking about Umbar, stealing looks, has also landed over here. I guess he is over there helping Khan. So he's kind of everywhere as Umbar. With his Maceman, and now he's got his Umbar usurpers up here. Should win this fight. Ringlow Vale men-at-arms, a pretty solid unit, but they're not better than these Umbar usurpers, that's for sure. Umbar usurpers can be brought just in the main mod as well, as by Harad, but they're capped to 3, while under Umbar there's an unlimited amount you can bring, because, it's Umbar, and the unit's called Umbar usurpers. You can't limit them. These guys are about the same price and same quality as Gondorian sword infantry, to give you an idea of how good they are, if you're familiarized with this mod. Speaking of which, there are Gondor sword infantry waiting at the bottom of the wall to come up, and also on top of the wall, it seems. So yeah, it seems like they will be facing their best match, really, with Gondor in the moment. I imagine these other guys are going to land soon, but maybe they're waiting to see whether Gondor will shift more troops this way. Because it does seem like he's going to have to in a moment. Numbers are not looking great for the defenders. 3,700 left. 6,200 attackers still to be killed off. And Khan is still making good progress on his. Wainrider Spear Warriors here. Pretty elite spear unit. I do quite like bringing this unit. It's one of their best mainline infantry. Fighting in the front lines here against Gondor Sword Infantry. They are losing, actually. I guess maybe the Berserkers are involved in that. More towers. Oh, no, they're not collapsing towers. They've managed to keep that Onager alive, evidently, because that is knocking down walls. Where is it? It's all the way over here, and it is firing, but it's firing at this section of the wall, 85%. It's going to bring down this corner, which is not a bad spot, 91 now. They're going to need to get some infantry up. Get some of this Umbar infantry back here, like get the Umbar Usurpers or Arthraz and Asgard. Get them up here. Because Gondor's ready for it. Gondor's got his sword infantry ready for that breach point. It certainly seems after a lot of like alarms going off earlier, it does seem like they stabilized over here. This gate has been reclaimed by Gondor. The elves are pretty much dead, it seems, in this section. Don't know how much the elves have really got left. They might have thrown all their army in. Warriors of Loznark are actually sallying out of the gate to cut down these Wainrider Spear Warriors. Interesting to see. Well, Wainrider Spear Warriors are better spears, technically. These Axemen of Loznark are not great shock infantry, but shock should have the superiority over spears. Have to keep an eye on that one. Gondor Swords going in here against Archer Spearfishers. They're also a very cool unit because they're a spear unit with jabbies, so a very handy unit. But they are also going to be getting a cap on their jabbies, I believe, in one of the last breath updates. So it looks like they will be losing. They'll be going down to one javelin, which kind of makes sense. If you're a spearman, you can't exactly like carry a lot of javelins and then also be carrying your main battle spear. Just don't have the facilities for it. So yeah, it looks like those Gondorian swords are gonna cut them down. I mean, I don't know. I'm still kind of unsure because you can see these Archer Spearfishers. They're pretty trash. The only thing they really have going for them is their jabbies. So that is a shame. Oh, I don't know. If the tower collapsed and they actually did a lot of damage to the elves. The elves can't get off this wall now. They are trapped here fighting the Wainrider Spears. The elves are nearly out, I think. I think they might be nearly dead. Elrond dying has meant that all the elves have just been suicidal since. I have a feeling the elven archers might still be alive. Yeah, they are. You can see they've been going back and forth, resupplying on the resupply barrels, which is good to see that the defenders are using them. They have another barrel here. Yep, looks like more elven archers going in that direction. So they have their archers left, which are prized. The elven archers are some of the finest in Middle-earth. They're going to need them. But yeah, most of the sword and shock warriors are dead. We've actually got a pretty desperate assault here by Umbar, sending in his Blackhaven marksmen that are out of ammo. Gondor should have this as an easy... Should see this as an easy battle. But he is actually losing decisively, and that is because of the archer fire coming in. Oh, there's also Corsair Marines in here, so there is a bit of bite to this assault. But luckily for Gondor, these Vereag bowmen are nearly out of ammo. The bad thing is, I guess, these guys actually do double up pretty nicely as melee infantry. They have a sword and a shield on their back. So these guys will be okay in melee once they're out of ammo. But it's about time for the attackers that they are running out of ammo, and they haven't actually started shooting at like nasty things that are going to be a problem for the last stand, like the Prince's Coast Guard. They are going to be a bit of a problem. Still got Warriors of Loznark over here as well. Shock. They're not really the end of the world either. But yeah, out of ammo and nearly, and they have still got 2 pole arms to go through. This is the last stand here for on Anunland. It's not the easiest to defend, to be honest. So defending at the walls is probably the defender's best option, really. As you can see, that's what they're trying to do. They're not exactly giving up just yet. Numbers, 3,100 for the defenders, 5,400. So yeah, I should say 3,100 for the defenders, 5,400 for the attackers. So, still about a 2,000 man difference. I say man difference, but there's also plenty of orcs on here, like I say. They're technically not men. They're corrupted elves. Corrupted by the Dark Lord Sauron. Still, these Warriors of Losnark, they're losing, but they're still selling out. They've barely done any damage to these Wain Riders. We've got, looks like Blackroot Vale archers up here, shooting down, trying to get some easy targets that are just waiting at the bottom of the gate. What else are they shooting at? Uruk Throng. It's not a bad target, but I mean, it's pretty banged up. Uruk Throng's not the end of the world. They're a match, if not outmatched, by Gondor's swords. Looks like, actually, speaking of Gondor, they're pushing back in a fair few areas here. How has Gondor's sword got here? I'm not sure. Maybe snuck around this fight. I'm not entirely sure. But Gondor's also fighting the Wain Rider spear infantry down here. And beating them back slowly but steadily. Reclaiming their city street by street. Civilians are just hiding inside, waiting to hear the outcome of the siege. Will their city be getting plundered and burned to the ground by Sauron's forces, or will they be saved by the last alliance of men and elves? Looks like the Maces of Tolflas starting to lose. Again, those elven archers having a say in that battle. Might need those guys to go into combat soon, because yeah, the Axemen nearly, well, they're actually back to combat even, but they were losing for a fair amount of time. Those Axemen are low on troops, and there's nothing once they, like at this gate, really to defend it. So they're going to need some infantry there. Hopefully the defenders have realized that. They have got plenty of swords in reserve. Gondor's swords here, even a polearm they could start thinking about throwing up. Like I said, ammo is kind of low. I'm surprised the second troll hasn't been set up. That's a good point, actually. The attackers still have some pretty nasty units. They've still got polearms, the guards of the teeth here, got the trolls. They still also have Blackhaven sentries of their own. So I guess it's not the end of the world if they have no ammo left, the attackers, because those guards of the teeth are better than any polearms that the defenders have brought here today, that is for sure. The fight in the newly made breach point is still going on. And still Gondor holds strong. I like how that guy just like says it's getting bloody dangerous. No wonder, you're in a siege. Of course it's dangerous. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys can see the serrated sort of sword that these marksmen have. Look at that sword. It's horrendous. Imagine getting that, like, it's like a saw. I'm trying to use that in battle. Can't slash anyone, just gotta like saw through their limbs. Wouldn't be very useful. But yeah, Gondor, it's actually holding for now. It looks like he's gonna rout those Corsair Marines. Then it's just archers. And some of these archers have ammo. Be careful, Variags. There is reserve Gondorian infantry as well, ready to go, including some shock being moved up. And speaking of, well, I guess Gondorian infantry, looks like, I don't know, they're holding on this wall for now, not in this section. Looks like the Umbar usurpers are going to beat the Ringwood Vale men at arms that are defending this wall. Umbar and, it seems like Umbar and Mordor are the ones left with most of the hitting power. Kharn still has some troops, but not many. Oh, he's also holding on to these Arca Spearfishers, which is good. I imagine he's saving those for those polearms back there. With those Javies, he can kill a lot of polearms. So yeah, that's probably what he's leaving those guys for. But yeah, generally he's out of most of his infantry at this point. He's got some Wain Riders left. Cav, all gone. He's got his Onager, which I guess is also very important, but that is, yeah, really it. It doesn't, like, Kharn does a very good first wave army if you're going to have Kharn, because it can bring just a lot of shock, and you can just send those guys in first to soften up the enemy. Wain Rider spears going in now. Another Warriors of Losnark is now defending this gate. They're not quite in. The enemy could definitely, or the attackers could definitely just sneak in and go that way, if they wanted to. Another Warriors of Losnark being set up. They're really spamming these guys out. They're not that great, but I guess they're cheap. And you can see what's going off the wall. Blackroot Vale archers. They out of ammo? Yeah, they are. Oh, maybe they'll send those guys in. But there's some serious bobbing starting to go on over here, I feel like. We've got Uruk Throngals being rushed in, and now the gate battle has once again recommenced on this side here as axemen and archers battle to keep these orcs outside the walls. You are men of Lozanok. Whatever comes through those gates, you will stand your ground. Keep wielding that big axe. You're the Huskars of Middle-earth. They do look like Huskars. They really do. With the axe, with the shield on their back and a double-handed axe, they look very Viking-like. And then you can see here Gondor is managing to hold. All these archers are running for their lives. They're like, you know what? It's not worth it. We're not going through this gate anytime soon. Looks like they're going to bring up a Blackhaven sentry to try and do the job instead. That is very optimistic because I imagine the defenders, yep, still have ammo if they wanted to use it. But also the archer towers here. Well, it's actually, they're indestructible. This one's held by Gondor. But I guess this one is not, so it's not firing. But there's still two perfectly good archer towers here that could fire onto that pole arm. We'll see, we'll see. The fight on the wall over here is very much a side battle, this over here, but it's still raging on. I thought I'd just show you. I don't think the Corsair Marines are getting through anytime soon against these Ringlow Vale men-at-arms. But it is still going on, and Umbar's actually got a lot of troops tied up over here. And it seems like Gondor is only happy to carry on sending troops up to deal with these Umbar troops. The attackers. Oh no, sorry. Alright, I thought it was the attackers that seized the gates, but it's not. The defenders have just regained their gates they hold. Okay. That makes sense for why the towers will collapse. But yeah, lots of troops actually routing anyway. It seems Warriors Law's not going. And also archers. And it looks like there's a tiny unit of Warriors Law's not holding. These guys, yeah, they're just not that great. They're being beaten back by Uruk Throng and Wainrider Spear Warriors. Yeah, not great. This poor guy there showing it. He just got sliced and diced. I think they've just been beaten again. And there you go. Yep. It actually looks like the attackers are going to be through. Finally, they're going to hold this choke point. And they're going to be able to take it with some real strength. They need to really get the remains of their army. Get these Olokai and get the pole arms in. Get more Uruk Throng and just really cement it. Really, like, try and hold it. Because Gondor is now looking like he's going to try and counterattack. Or, I don't know, maybe not. Looks like he's just forming up his Gondorian sword infantry for now. He's got more over here stacked up, ready to go. Could charge this as a general. A general still healthy, 55. You could charge this and do some serious damage. They're only sword units. They're not spears. Even if they're in shield wall, you'll still kill a fair few. Looks like he's going to try that over on this side here. Maybe he thinks these guys are weaker. I feel like he did not get a good charge at all. Just charged into the back of his own men. You could, I guess, if you wanted to, you could send this general here, the Citadel Guard, out the gate and flank around and try and surround all these archers. It's a risk, but you could try it. I mean, it would probably entice in more of Umbar's troops. You could do it. Most of like Mordor's inside the walls now, so going outside the walls and trying to do like an encirclement could actually be a worthy tactic. It also has its own risks. A lot of them. So, look at this. A good move here by the attackers. I don't know if they were just chasing off these units. They honestly might be. But they're sending Uruk Throng across this bridge. And then they can go round. And then they can go across this bridge. And if anything, this is just stretching the defenders. It's making the defenders put an entire Coast Guard unit into this bridge. They might not ever attack this way, by the attackers. But if they just like put one unit of Uruk Throng over here, just to stand here, these Coast Guard are almost wasted waiting here. And are no longer being used in the final defense or in other choke point battles. And that is a really good move there by the attackers. Whether that is what they're going to do, they might honestly just be capturing the gates. We'll see. But for now, it looks like a good move. The other Prince's Coast Guard, these are the only polearms that Gondor brought. They brought 2 Prince's Coast Guard. The other one is over here, getting ready. If I was the attackers now, I'll be unleashing whatever ammo I have left, which looks like exactly what Mordor is going to do with his bow rabble and Uruk archers.
general is being attacked.
Yep, Gondor's swords starting to lose as they carry on sallying out. Clearly this is not a good idea. Just keep moving outside the walls. They should have stayed in the breach point and that was it. The very bowmen showing their prowess. Well, they might be showing their ass, but they're showing their prowess. Can't say that word today. Their skill with a sword is what I was going to say, but I was trying to use a different word, but I just kept saying ass, which I'm sure YouTube will appreciate.
The enemy refuses to admit defeat. Their unit has rallied.
But here we go, Gondor fighting in the streets of Anunalon now for their lives. And you can see here, the Mordor Uruks are looking for a bit of man and flesh. I feel like Gondor should win that in the shield wall. Also, I think their infantry just is better than Uruk Throng. It's a close thing, but they are just a little bit better. Just a little bit. Uruk archers here. I think they're trying to set up. I don't know. Their pathfinding definitely is a little janky. They're going. Oh dear, they're going to go through the back of this Gondorian unit if they're not careful. They need to get out of there. These Uruk Throng in a Uruk archers in a terrible spot. We also have guards of the teeth now inside the city. A good target again for archers, but it also looks like the archers of the defenders are shooting down this Wainwright general. Which is not a bad idea, but there's probably better targets. The constantly out of troops. Umbar's general would certainly be a better one. And with guards of the teeth slowly getting into combat. They're getting shot at as well as they move in. They are coming. Corsair Marines fighting on. Gondor really needs to do a little bit of retreating here. But if he retreats, he might break. Not necessarily retreating on the whole front, just in this choke point. This choke point is not looking good. Though he is going to rout those Corsair Marines. Yeah, that Gondor sword is actually wavering. It's spent. Let that unit just die at this point. Might be the same with that 43-man unit. To be honest, maybe this last alliance is spent. It's looking pretty rough. There you go. They did, in fact, come over here. It looks like they're taking everything in this corner. They need to take that capture point and help with morale. But yeah, it looks like they're going to capture everything back here. And I imagine they'll stand something on this bridge. And they'll wait patiently. As the Prince's Coast Guard just waits patiently on the other side of the river. And we'll see who's got the iron will. Who will eventually either change the unit that's defending, or be the one to go in and attack. If I was the attackers, I'd be sending a guard to the teeth around there and seeing whether the Prince's Coast Guard wants to take that fight. There's honestly a good chance that the defender might be like, nah, not today, and retreats, giving you the choke point. If he does that, you've won half the battle. Gondor and Umbar here using their mainline infantry to see who's tougher. Well, I'm going to put my money on Gondor as winning. It's combat even. No one's winning. Pole arms over here. Guards' teeth getting focused down. I think that's why they're losing. Those elven archers, I imagine, doing a lot of work. Actually, Gondorian archers, including Ithilien Rangers. Don't know if Ithilien Rangers is a great choice. They have good accuracy, good melee stats. Agree, they are pretty good. But in a siege, often you just find that like 3 units of, 4 units of Orc rabble will just focus that unit. And all of a sudden, there's Ithilien Rangers with no armor, no missile block, are very, very dead. There you go, the Wainwriters. They're trying to break through, don't think they're going to. And now because they're holding both these fronts here, Gondor just keep throwing troops in. He should really retreat his sword infantry here and those pole arms and just accept this is a lost front. Got archers as well retreating. I think that's the elven archers here. They should have really let them get out. These Arthraz and Asgard running away. Regrouping. Looks like the artillery still firing at something. I'm not sure what. Maybe the general back here? The Gondorian garrison must hold! How goes the fight on the other side? Those guards of the teeth fighting 6 men, by the way. Oh, they should have got these health units out. General's going in. We've got Citadel guards going into the breach here. Interesting. Gondor really throwing in all their cards at that breach. Other side of the battlefield, on these walls here, Ring of Vale, still fighting against the Umbar usurpers. Like, my gosh, they fought hard, put it like that. I don't know if these Umbar usurpers are breaking through. They really need archer support. Just help clear these guys out a little quicker. Then over on this side, there is very little resistance left after that. I mean, you've got, yeah, look at this, nothing over here. It's just this wall fight. Once you're off there, you're into the city. Having to throw all the remains of their reserves into this choke point here, into, yeah, the breach made in the wall. It's not looking good. If the defenders can win that wall fight, give them some relief, get them some much needed reinforcements to this side. But can the attackers maybe just send in one Aduna Kori or an Arthraz and Asgard, claim the victory over here, and then bring what remains of their troops off the wall and threaten from another point into the city? Because that would force another general retreat. Men and elves fighting side by side. Elves killing their corrupted forms, the orcs. Imagine these Citadel guards kind of racking up kills. Killing archers, even if they are pretty decent archers, like hybrid archers almost. Arthraz and Asgard, they're retreating. They're not happy with this situation there. Maybe they're going to get called to the other wall. I mean, Umbar's kind of refused to even acknowledge that front. Seems like these Citadel guards are going to hold for a little while, and they're bringing up more pole arms on Umbar. They're bringing up those that second unit of Blackhaven sentries to try and do the job. Just over 100 men left. They're getting focused on, it looks like, by javelins, I think, of all things. They're putting Pelican Marines on the wall up here. Interesting move. I guess it might protect them from missile fire. But we'll see. Yeah, they got to just over 102, and now they're getting shot at again. They're not letting any pole arm today, it seems, to have any sort of joy. Really nice little move there by the defenders. I still think a one-on-one, they should really have this pole arm around here trying to take on that Princess Coast Guard. I don't think. Oh no, there is still one guard to the teeth, but yeah, it should be given that job. Try and break through there. I think that's what you got to do. Keep stretching the defenders. Now they're still in a tight spot. Unlike these attacks, should really get into the spears. Again, more pikes. Sorry, more polearms they're getting shot at. Fight over the ruins. The piles of dead.
Unit has rallied.
Kill anyone that gets in your way that speaks the black speech of Mordor. I do like the Harad sort of like back piece that's also added. This guy keeps falling and like, look at him. I'm just gonna keep it here. Keeps appearing. Oh no, he's stopped now. The pikeman that just kept appearing and then falling. I guess through the stonework. Maybe he's dead. Maybe he died from breaking his legs multiple times. But yeah, the Haradrim like back piece that is added to these Umbar units does look cool, I'll admit. There you go, Citadel Guards regaining ground, but they are losing decisively apparently, and that's probably down to those pole arms here who are winning decisively. Not looking too good there for Gondor. They might need to think about retreating. It's 2,600 against 1,100 defenders. Yeah, it's thin on the line right now for the defenders, and they're going to be below 1,000 very shortly, I imagine. One thing they've got on their side, though, is the defenders. They have morale. At least initially they did, because, well, good factions generally usually have a bit better morale. Your evil factions just after a while chain route. I'm not so sure about Umbar, though. And the fighting on this wall continues. Keep on going, boys. Yeah, jeez, carries on. I still really think that Umbar should just throw in an Unduna Core or something just to disguise this as the main assault. Maybe they're saving them for a very special occasion. I don't know. Unduna Core can get 200-300 kills easily on a battle like this. Looks like Gondor Sword Infantry is going to come out on top. Out of who is better? Gondor Sword Infantry. That is my answer. Got Coast Guard over here. They've been weakened quite a lot, down to 80. It looks like the Haven Guard have been successful here. The General is at the retreat. Don't think he's dead. They are going to be able to kill off the Sicilian Ranger, even though it is winning in a fight against Orc Pillagers. Shows how good these guys are in combat. They're that good that they'll take on a shocking victory unit and win. Incredible scenes. It does seem as though eventually this choke point here is going to be just one step too far for Gondor now to defend with its few troops left. In goes that double duo again of spears and polearms against the general. They're throwing in their own polearms. They're going to try and match the old strategy of spears and polearms, it seems. We've got swords getting incredibly close. Getting incredibly close here. Yeah, they're just getting very, very close to these Prince's Coast Guard. They get whether the Prince's Coast Guard march forward catch these guys unawares. I don't know. Maybe they could. There's no more ammo now coming, even if the supply barrels were alive. The Mordor players on this side of the settlement are very much well situated. The Mordor Uruks have found a way round, and they're going to be engaged by Gondor archers. And instead of charging the Gondor archers, they've actually come for a rear charge onto Gondor Sword Infantry, and this should rather than fairly easy. A little rear charge like this, demoralizing for the morale. That unit's surrounded, maybe doomed. There's only 50 brave men left. There aren't many brave men left, there's only 900. Arthras and Asgard going in. The elite swords now of Umbar have been mobilized. Looks like they're taking on archers.
The enemy are losing their advantage.
Arc spearfishers. Are these arc spearfishers? No, they're actually an orange crew. Oh my. I'm thrown in. There are also arc spearfishers in there. Various other units, but they are those various units together are beating the Gondor archers, which is impressive, I'll admit. We have another general here, another Citadel Guard. He is ready to go. Oh, this is also the reason why they've been losing. I think this general. If I can see it, it's these archers out here. Yeah, we've got bow rabble. They have so much ammo still. Well, if you're rooting for the evil forces at this point, if that's what you said in the comments at this point, you're in a good place because it's looking pretty good for them. They have helped. Gondor has won one of the fights on this wall over here, which is good. He can now free up this Gondor infantry unit. It's about over half strength, still looking pretty healthy. Though a general here is starting to waver. This is not a good sign. What else do we have over here? Adun and Corey coming forward. There's elite shock being sent into the front lines. Get slashing with those big blades, boys. Look, I honestly think they're going to have to retreat. And look at that. Yeah, the Princess Coast Guard, they advanced. I think they advanced and got a few kills. Yeah, they did. Now they need to retreat. They've done well. They've rallied their morale, and now they need to get back. That's what they need to do. Still, again, oh, there you go. That general's gone. The Citadel Guard general there. These Pelican Marines, I imagine, maybe using their ammo on the Adun and Corey, or maybe they're saving their. Probably saving their ammo for that Oleg High unit. If they kill that Oleg High unit, though, might even the playing field a little bit. Umbar is going to cycle out some troops, let the orcs go in and get some kills, or, well, try and get some kills. Looks like they're going to die trying. And then come in fresh infantry as well. Starting to do a bit of a meat grinder down here in this street. Gondor, I guess, could go for time. We are getting to, well, the hour mark, I guess, in this siege, probably. Gondor could go for time, but it looks like that is another layer of Gondor's defense that has wavered and broken. Gondor archers are done for the day, and it's now the Citadel Guard General here taking over. How I bet those Gondorian and Elven players are thinking, I wish we hadn't spent our money on the Cav, because it didn't do a lot of good. Or how I wish I'd used the Cav a bit better, because that also would have worked. As a statement. Because my gosh. That Cav unit, I mean, maybe they've done okay. 100, 200. Well, they're going to need to get 200 kills to impress me. I don't think they've got that. They get 100 though. Not bad. If I was the defenders, I would have waited. If you can't see where the attacks put their armies at the very beginning of a siege, I'd have waited to see who was most vulnerable, who had no Cav, and just gone for them. Like Umbar can't bring Cav. They would have been a good target. They kind of went for them a little bit, but they didn't really properly. They could have come out the other gate, I guess, over there. Snuck around once Khan and Umbar were kind of focused on their fighting in the front lines. Could have done that. There you go, another tower's collapsed. Umbar has captured this tower. Okay, That is a problem. And it looks like we're going to see Alphraz and Asgard. How are they? Oh, they've come up the tower. I see. They're engaging Pelican Marines a bit. And the Pelican Marines are using their Javies. Those precious Javies they're using. That was saved for those trolls. And they're being... Yeah, the general here has been jabbed to pieces. Don't think he's going to die, but he might make this fight a little harder for the Alphraz and Asgard. Pelican Marines, man, they don't mess about. They jab you to death. It's the last thing they do, but now I would say it's the green light for the trolls. Yeah, you can see they're coming up already. They saw the jabbies being thrown and thought, yeah, this is us. Yeah, Pelican Marines, they're winning decisively against the general here. That is huge. Still, where is the general? Okay, for Mordor, he's over here. He's in Nazgul.
This is shameful.
Not the usual Witch King or Olokai, which I often see. But the Nazgul is here. He's pretty safe. Another general has died. Oh, that is Khan's general. I guess he went straight through the streets here. The gate that is wide open. Nothing defending it. And that's where the Olokai are also going by the looks of it as well. Look at that. There they are. Into the back lines. But yeah, Khan's general's dead, but Khan's army's also dead. So it doesn't change much to the game. Olokai, though, in the back lines, that does change a lot. Olokai can now recharge his general. They could go for the archers, and then that means they go on for the cap point if they wanted to. It is looking pretty dangerous right now for the defenders. They're down to what, like 4 units. I don't know. It's gonna take a miracle. 500 against about 1,400, including trolls. One last push, men of Gondor. You can do it. For your kingdom. For your king. They're getting knocked down. Look at the bodies of the Citadel Guard already. They are getting butchered. This poor unit here. With this general dead, that'll be the end of any morale, I imagine, for any Gondorian units that are left. What really is left. The Gathilian Ranger. Pelican Marine, and that Prince's Coast Guard, which is getting baited further and further away, really, unfortunately. And that is a good move. That's, like I said, all the attacks have to do. They even put double what I would have put there. I would have just put maybe the Nazgul there, and then they put a polearm, and it's getting slowly baited across the side of the river, and it's just away from the main fight. I thought for a moment I heard archers, but I think it was the waves. I was going to say, they even brought archers over here. Actually, they have. Funnily enough, they have. They brought Orc Bow Rabble over here. They got nothing else better to shoot at, so they're going to shoot at these Prince's Coast Guard. And yet, now with that general routed, it's not looking good here for the defenders. The defenders are going to get sliced and diced. Smash 'em, boys! You see there, Gathilian Rangers. They're pretty good in melee combat. I mean, they even got some chevrons to help them, but they're not going to be able to stop trolls. These hooded jackets of theirs, they're definitely not going to stop a mace in the face. A mace in the face. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Yeah, here you go. There's Prince's Coast Guard getting shot at in the back here. They're doing it so well, the Orc Bow Rabble, they're not even looking the right way. That's how impressive it is. But yeah, it does seem as though the end of the last alliance's defense of Nunlund is over. The enemy is going to storm the walls and take the city. The people must run and hide in fear as the armies of evil are here. And there you go, a Pyrrhic victory. I think they just chain routed, did the last few defenders. And yeah, Mordor and its allies have won. So yes, we'll end the replay and have a quick look at the end results. This was sent in by Zahn, who was playing as Mordor. A very good victory for him and his allies. So well done to Zahn, to Omens, and to Bulk, who are playing as the attackers. We'll quickly have a look at Zahn's kills here. 138 kills with one of his Uruk Throng. Another one got 145. Some pretty solid kills for those guys. Pillagers, one got 126. Not too bad. Guards of the Teeth, 88 kills. 162 with the Orc Bow Rabble is very good. Outscored, though, by the Uruk Archers, 210 kills. And his Trolls only 87 kills. Then we have Bad Omens playing as one of the only Umbar army, I should say. 194 kills with the Umbar Usurpers here. 150 kills with the Arthraz and Asgar. His Adun and Corey didn't seem too much action. His pole arms though got 92 kills, even though they seemed like they were getting constantly focused down. One of his archers got 152 kills. It's not too shabby. Then we have Bulk playing as Khan. 275 kills with the Wainrider Nobles. Very impressive there. And the Berserkers, though they were the first in, did not get too many kills. Only 50 odd kills there. I guess they were fighting elves, so which does come into it a bit. Wainrider Spear Warriors, probably some of his most effective infantry actually. 177 kills for them, 129 with another. And his Variag Bowman getting 128, 108, 106. Some very good kills there for them. Then we have famous Austrian playing as one of the Gondor armies. 100 kills with the Ringlow Vale Men at Arms. 155 with another one. 236 there with his Gondor Sword Infantry. And there's another one getting 173. Then we have Athelian Rangers, which I don't know if he should have spent this much money on Athelian Rangers. Should have maybe just bought basic Gondor archers, I think, maybe just to try and spread the cost elsewhere. But 177 kills for those, and then 247 with another one. I guess he did do well, though. I guess for the what he's spent, he got a good result from them. 139 with the Pelagia Marines is not too bad either. Then we have Karpov playing in the other Gondor army. 62 kills with the Knights of Silver Swan. Yeah, not worth it for what they cost. That's unfortunate. 212 kills though with the Gondor Archers here. Those very good. 209 with another one. 127 with the Black Vale Archers. 143 with the Warriors of Losnark. 232 with his Gondor Swords. 245 with another one there. Very good kills with the Gondor Swords. And then his Citadel Guard General getting 116. Then we have a Chicken Wolf playing as Imladris. 99 kills with Elrond before he's focused down to death. Ironic that an elven general was focused down and killed by arrows. And then we have Guards of Imladris here getting 282 kills, 310. I tell you, these guys are tanks. And that's the same as what Elrond could have got, really. 198 with the Noldorian Swords, 198 again. 306 with the Noldorian Archers. They're very, very nice. Shame we didn't have more of these guys. 142 with the Noldorian Archers. And yeah, his Noldorian Rangers only 94 kills. I feel like the Cav for the defenders is just a bit of a waste. If they'd use that money elsewhere, could have been a very different siege, I feel like. But there you go, guys. That is today's siege battle. I hope you did enjoy. Do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and put an F in the chat for the last alliance, as it has fallen today. And until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.